So in the new Scouring the Shire supplement for SPG, there are a few scenarios that require objectives to be captured, and in the case of the storeroom game, I guess they're objectives, but they're little tokens you have to carry off. So I thought we'd make some themed objective markers. I quite like doing this. I've done this already for the Battle Companies board, where I made some sort of Gondor, Arnor sort of themed objectives to capture. So in this case, I thought we'd have a look at the Shire and get some objective markers on that. We're going to make 6 and 2 of each kind. We're going to make a vegetable box, a beer barrel, and some pipeweed barrels. The vegetable boxes will have different veggies in each box. We're going to make some carrots in one and some mushrooms in the other. So yeah, let's crack on. Let's get making some objective markers. So the equipment we're going to need for this is we're going to need some bases first. 25mm bases. These are just made from MDF. Pick these up in big bulk packs for relatively cheap online. Next, you're going to need some different types of dowel or different types of dowel rod. You can use either balsa wood or just some wooden dowel. I'm using both here just to show you. And you also will need a cat to come in and sit with you while you're doing the video. Hello, cat. Hello, Bob. You're going to need some balsa wood. This is quite thin stuff, 3mm thick, and you're going to need some sort of modelling putty. I'm using milliput for this, but you can use green stuff. I tend to save green stuff for more detailed stuff like on miniatures. For stuff like this, I tend to use milliput. And what do you think, cat? Do I need to clean? Brilliant. Right, let's go on. The first marker we're going to make is the beer barrel. For this, we're going to use some balsa dowel. Just put a little mark. Not going to measure, just going to do it by eye, and it's roughly just over ½ an inch. And I'm just going to cut it. I'm just going to use a saw blade to do it. Let's just cut it. And then using a file to smooth off the end. Once the end's smoothed off, just bevel the end in, so you're angling the end in. Not by much, just a little bit. And do that on both sides. Like so. Then, using a ballpoint pen, draw vertical lines. Because it's balsa wood, it'll go in nice and easy. Like so. Now take a strip of paper, cut really thin, like so, and just wrap it round so you get the circumference needed. And you can just sort of tear it. Get some glue. And then just wrap it round. So it meets up. Do that on the other side. And then at the top, draw a circle around and some little lines in to be the lid on the barrel. Like so, and then just glue it to a 25mm base. Like so. Next up, we're going to make the barrels of pipeweed. This is done pretty much the same as a barrel. For this, we're using a wooden dowel, just to show you different techniques depending on what material you can get. What this is stronger than balsa wood, So, but it's no different. We're gonna make a cut. This one's about 1/2 inch. I'm gonna cut it pretty much the same way. And for this, you're gonna need 3 of them. So I've got 3 cut here. Again, like the barrel, file or sand the end just to smooth it out. And like the barrel, just come in and bevel the ends. Now when it comes to putting in the lines in, you'll find the pen won't do it straight away. So coming with a knife, or in my case a sculpting tool, and just score lines down. But then what you do, once you've scored the line, you then go through with the pen, and this will just thicken up the scored line. And then just glue all 3 onto a base. So we have them kind of like that. That was a pipe weed, and then just draw some lines in the top to be the lid. Like so. And the final type of marker we're going to make is a crate full of vegetables. So come along with a ruler, about half an inch wide. Just cut it, and then just before we cut it, because it's just easier now, put a few 3 or 4 lines down. Grab your base, because I'm just going to eyeball all this, and I want it to be sort of a rectangle type length. So come along, take it here, give it a quick eyeball. And sort of work out how wide I want this bit. I do. We've got 2 long bits and 2 slightly shorter bits, and now we're just going to glue this in. So bit glue on the end, glue on the end, each end. Put that on. Here. Like so. So what this is slightly oversized, probably quite a big crate for a hobbit or a ruffian to carry, but it's so it stands out on the board. Next up, we're going to make the vegetable. For the vegetables, just going to use milliput. You can use green stuff. Milliput's quite similar to green stuff in the sense it's a 2-part resin. Actually, so you like green stuff where you have the blue and the green that you mix together. Milliput's very similar. I tend to use this, probably mentioned this already, I tend to use this when detail's not that important, fine detail. Green stuff's much better for fine details. If you're doing a conversion, you want to get a bit of sculpting on. Use green stuff, want to do something big and you don't need much detail. I tend to use milliput for this. So things like this is perfect. So 2 sort of equal sized balls like green stuff. Let's get it. Put his back. Try and get it as airtight as possible. And just I tend just to twist it, mix it up how you mix green stuff up, really. Okay, first one I'm going to make is a mushroom. So for this you'll need a ball, and a little ball. Again, these are oversized, so you can actually sort of see them, because obviously real mushroom compared to a 28mm is going to be quite small, so I'll make them oversized. So what you're going to do is make a semicircle out of the bigger ball, and then the little one you just kind of make a little long tube and just stick that underneath like so. And what will happen is we'll make a load of these and dump them in the box when they're done. For a carrot, that's really easy, and again it's oversized. Get a bit like that, roll it into sort of a cone shape, a carrot shape. Again, it's going to be oversized, but it's getting shot. It's going to be oversized, but we've got to get it quite somewhat big, and just keep making loads of those. To save making loads and loads up to fill the whole thing up, you only need to make a few, really, for the top bit, and then just get some of your milliput and just squidge it in the bottom. Really. So what I'm going to do is just so. So all we're going to do then is just use this to, like so, and then just put your mushrooms in like so. When it's done, I'll take these out and let it all dry, because it hasn't set yet. It'll probably take about 24 hours to set. Kind of a bit like green stuff. And yeah, just put them in, glue them in, and leave it to dry. While you've got the milliput out doing the vegetables, you can put a little sort of thing on the end of the barrel as a little tap to get the beer out. Probably do it in a bit more detail than this if you've got the skill, but that'll do. Before they totally dry, you want to get a sculpting tool and just sort of push them into the container, and this is a lot easier if you don't have a cat towel flipping around you. But you just push them in like so, just so they're sort of sticking to the bottom and to each other. It will save glue gluing in later on, but you can of course still add glue in if you want. And we're just going to squidge them in, make sure I get them all in like so. And these going to be carrots, and you can do the same to your mushrooms at this stage as well. There you go, a big sort of bounty of carrots. The mushrooms, quite a similar process. We're just gonna get them in, and this will be so much more easier without my cat's towel flipping around. Like when you have a cat, it's like having two pets. Every top half your cat, and your bottom half is like a snake. Oh, that's a good one. I kind of want him there like that. Good one. Yes, I think I may have made too many mushrooms here. Oh, puh. Make sure there's no holes looking down, so it all looks like it's just totally laden with mushrooms. Get them all in, Marlo. That is a big pile of mushrooms. That's it, just leave these to dry. Once it's all dry and all the glue's dry, just undercoat everything in black. And this is all the objective markers made, painted and flocked. I think you want to look at the me actually just painting them, before I just go over the colours I used. So let's have a look at the carrots first. So the box is painted Rhinox hide and then dry brushed with carrot stone, just to give it that worn, weathered box look. Carrots are just whatever orange you've got. I think this is called blazing orange, and the glue's still drying. You might be able to see it, but at the top I just put some liking on the end of the carrots when they've still got green bits on. Flock is any flock you want. This is called Spring Mix by Jarvis, so it's a sawdust based flock. Nice and bright. Being the Shire, I want it to be quite bright, and plus I wanted it to sort of stand out when you put it on the board so you know where your objectives are. The mushrooms, the box is painted in the same way obviously, but the mushrooms are painted Bane Blade Brown and then Carrick Stone or something like that. That's what the mushrooms look like. For the beer barrels, I've painted them Rhine Oxide and then dry brushed with Mornfang Brown towards the middle, and then gave it a wash of Agrax Earthshade. Hang on. I hate the new Games Workshop names. Agrax Earthshade, yeah. Back in the day they would be called something fairly sensible and fun, but it was a word that meant something. Nowadays it's just their stupid Age of Sigma stuff and 40k. Anyway, ran over. Yes, and then it's some sort of silver. The mid silver they do, I forget. Iron Breaker, something like that. So there's that. And the barrels are painted Steel Legion Drab. Used to be called Snakebite Leather. Steel Legion Drab, and then just given a wash with Agrax Earthshade. And I might actually now stick some little bits of paper on to be the pipeweed sign, and if I do that I'm going to give them a wash in their sepia wash, so I might do that now. There you go. So what I've done, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a sticker, so it's got sticker on the back, and I've just cut a small square and drawn pipeweed and can't really see it, but try to write South Farthing as small as possible, and then I can just stick it on to my barrels. It's probably a bit bright in here at the moment. It's a sunny day, so yeah, there you go, South Farthing barrels. And all I'm going to do now on both is just give it a wash in this sepia. There you go, I like that, that's aged it quite nicely. So there's brand new, there's this. And then just do this to all the other four. Doesn't need a lot of wash on it, just to make it look not a modern label. Yes, there you go. And that's the pipeweed barrels done. That's all of them done. So got to do this one still, but I won't do that on camera. Thanks for watching. I've more interesting, you know, I like making objective markers. It's more interesting than just putting down some numbered tokens, and I like theming them, so I might do some more for some other armies in the near future. I've already got Gondor done. But yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time guys, take care. Thanks for watching, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button and leave a comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Stick with the channel for many great videos to come.